Good morning, you Watcher of Realm champions. I'm Mad Capper. Time to give it a little update. It's been a while. We've seen some summonings, but we haven't necessarily seen some progress, and I want to show you the progress I've attained in my 25 days of being signed in. And let's check out the main thing that I've first off, we can go over the heroes. We're not going to do it a whole lot because it takes a long time. But our big three, Silas just about everywhere. Kemet just about everywhere, right? There's cases where I need the single target or the AoE splash, but I don't think there could be a better, well, there probably is, and her name's Vierna. We'll talk about that in a minute. But these two, having these two, when I pulled Kemet, it changed everything. Just like it did when I pulled Silas as my first legendary. Or second, because I also had Valeria. So Silas helped me progress immensely because just the pure damage output he can do single target. And I've actually skilled him up. I don't know if this last 5% is worth it, so I held off on it. But I've skilled up everything here. Now we're working on our boy here. You can see we've skilled up his basic. Great, thanks for those rolls. Have not skilled his ultimate. Thanks for those rolls. But I'm feeling pretty good about the two of them. Gear-wise, obviously Silas has my best gear. You can just see by his power. Followed by Kemet and Razor. Razak, sorry. Razak is my Gear Raid 3 boss. He's a monster, and I know that there's better, but I don't have those better. And therefore I have him. And he is phenomenal. And he got me to a milestone that we'll go over in a minute. Arena, Gear Raid 1, and Experience Raid Gold Raid. He's a boss. He makes the runs are like 30 seconds. And I almost got to the last Experience Raid. I'm stuck on the one before it, which I know I'm punching way up. I should not be pushing that content, but I am. And I can't quite beat that one. I can't quite beat the boss. Teaches me, puts me in my place. I use Nyx Gear Raid 3. Regulus is my main tank, or a main tank, along with Olog. The two of them are absolute beasts. Sadie Gear Raid 2, which we'll talk about in a minute. I did get Nocturne this weekend, and I am liking him, and he's kind of my complement to Silas. Silas piercing him magic damage, but they're both heavy burst single target, which is really helpful. Also uses them both in the dragon and the guild boss, or whatever you want to call him. I did get an A1 Constance. Those of you who may have watched my pull video, we got no of the 10x banners. But after we filmed, Amanda and I were hanging out, and I got Constance. And then on Monday, I collected more gems, done more content, pulled more, and I did another couple 10 pulls. I think I did 2  10 pulls and got her A1. And then yesterday, because I was second and I wanted to get the 10 Pyros fragments, because I'm trying to get 2 copies of them, and I was like, oh, I need to stay ahead. I thought Hayes had me. Hayes, by the way, hi. I'm pretty sure you're from Raid. I recognize the name. Or are you a content creator? Hayes, isn't it? Maybe that's not the Hayes. Maybe Hayes is like a big time content creator. That's probably where the name's coming from. But he let me have it because he could have sniped it. I was done the second I saw what's going to be on next week's banner, which just frosts my ass. I would have pulled enough. I wouldn't have gotten her. I wouldn't have gotten Constance because I would have shut her down had I known. So I mean, smart. I guess that's smart for Watcher because they're potentially going to extract more money out of me. Though I won't. I have a budget, and I spent the vast majority of that budget last weekend. So I don't have a lot to spend on packs. So there's going to be no big pack spends. I might, if there's a good cheap pack for some extra spend, maybe, or some extra pulls. But it's going to hurt if I don't get Vierna, and I don't know if I have the I'm nowhere near pity. Anyway, I also, like I said, I was trying to keep in number 1. I got Alora from a 10 pull. I pulled 30 pulls. I had collected 10 crystals, and I had 20 worth in diamonds and stuff. And we got Alora, so that's a big deal because she's going to be future Gear Raid 3. I did fuse plus pull 1 Abomination. I'm not using them yet, and I feel like maybe I should be using them over Falcia, let me know in the comments down below. Is he better? Should I concentrate on him? Maybe the first question I have before we get to the rest of it is there any champion you've seen here? The top 6 I use everywhere, with Regulus kind of being in there as well. Situational for the rest of these, though Nocturne's getting more and more uses. But like I feel like Constance, Abomination, Volca, probably I should be using. I kind of want to use Shamir just because he's like, Crack and Shamir are kind of regarded as the 2 worst champions in the game for legendaries. So I kind of want to use them just to spite. And I have no Kineza. Is there somewhere I should be using her? Let me know in the comments down below. For epics, obviously we got our Dolores. We used a stone for a copy, and then yesterday in the Allura poll, we actually got a second copy of Dolores. So big deal. We did max our Idril. We did max our Hollow. We could have maxed 2 Hollows. I want you to know, we could have had 2 max. We had pulled so many Hollows this past weekend. We might have had more than 2 5-star worth. Olog. Can I pull another Olog? I want to. Didn't. A4 Mari. She's huge for me. Her debuff is still crazy good. Don't use Maiden anymore. I just feel like I have 3 really good healers with Hollow, Vortex, and what's her name? I forgot her name already. Sorry, Aelin. So I feel like is Maiden... Am I going to use mine? Maybe in a faction thing, so she's not completely out. I feel like I should be using Wrath more, but I mean, I'm not using Abomination. He is his Lord. Maybe I should be using the 2 of them together rather than... I just feel like Valeria is better, right? So we use Valeria, and then Falcia is a legendary, so she has better stats than him, so she's able to get up there and really burst damage very well. But maybe Abomination or Wrath, so let me know there. We don't use Theowen at all anymore, except for maybe in Faction Piercers. Sorry, Theowen. He's awesome, but it is what it is. And then healers, we have a Hollow. We also could have made, or AI, sorry, Hollow. They look the same. They look like they're sisters, don't they? Look at them. They're the same. They're the same girl. We do need to level Maul up, I think, for progression in Guild Raid or Gear Raid. I always want to call it Guild Raid. Gear Raid 3. So he is 5 copies. So he is what we need him to be. We just need him to be 6-star now. So he might be next on the list. Greed's another one. I believe Greed's big deal is for Gear Raid 1, right? Because he has debuffs and stuff. We do use Laurel. I don't think we need to take her past 5-star ever, maybe. And then we want to talk about. I want to talk about her, and I know you're gonna be like, no, she's garbage, but wait and hear me out. And we want to talk about Brunner. So those are kind of the champions. I do have some others. We probably want to also talk about Soleil, but we'll get to that in a minute. Oh, the gem of the weekend was actually Vladov because he's a chaotic lord, and that gives me a lord for Cerberus and Valeria. That's kind of a big deal in content, and I assume that'll help me. But my question for him is, do I build him he and of himself? Is he good enough? Like, if I'm using him in arena with Valeria, is that a thing, or should I just be using him on the team and never drop him? Let me know in the comments down below. All right. I do have Pyros, and I will have a copy of Pyros because I did come in first in the champion, whatever the champion summoning is. Thank you, Hayes, for allowing me to have it, because you could have totally sniped me. The second I heard Vierna was coming, I'm like, nope, not spending anymore. You can have it. But he didn't. Thank you. So I'm using Pyros, and I'm using him in the clan boss, guild boss, whatever you want to call it. And he did give me more damage, but not a ton more. So my question here is, should I be building out? Because right now I only have Nocturne. Nocturne, where are you, Nocturne? Right? That's the only damage dealer I have of the Infernal faction. Right? She's an Infernal faction, but she doesn't combine for his ultimate, so doesn't matter. I have Dolores. Doesn't combine for his ultimate, so doesn't matter. So his ultimate requires, for the focus fire, faction allies, except healers, join for a powerful strike regardless of locations. The damage of the strike is increased based on the number of participating heroes. So right now I have one participating hero, which is not that big of a deal. So my question to you, should I build out, even though they're subpar in of themselves, should I be building out any of the other of that faction, which let's so the other damage dealers, Amani, Brunor, and Soleil, or maybe even, I don't know, Titus is kind of he's so expensive. The clown boss fight would be over before I set him down. Or maybe even Scorch. I don't know. Maybe even Azoth. Are any of these worth building? Hey, maybe an A6 Brunor. I don't know. I didn't realize I had a copy. You're getting sold, my friend. I'm putting you on the black market, which sounds a little bit slavish, which makes me doesn't feel good. But should I build out any of these champions to a system? Or do we just say, you know what? Let it be. Don't focus Pyros right now. Wait till you get other nukers that are viable, and then you can make a clan boss team with those nukers. Or you're like, yeah, that's 700 damage, my friend. Get on it. Build those champions. Make them survivable so that they can add to his damage. Because as far as I understand, their attack isn't going to play. It's just every one of them adds to his damage. So as long as they're alive and on the fight, it'll help him out. Let me know in the comments down below, because I don't know. It seems like a waste of resources to build those, like these 3 out, or these 5 out, or whatever, just to give him that 700% damage on his ultimate. But then they're reducing, or they're taking away from me putting, for example, Silas on my team, or any of the other champions that aren't of this faction on my team. Because not only am I building lesser champions, but then Silas isn't on the team. Is Komet not on the team? Razak? These are all champions that do way more damage on the clan boss. So let me know in the comments down below, what should I do there? Now, the last thing I want to show you with this video for an update is what I firmly believe is a big step in any account, as I've learned through 25 days. And that's gear raid 18 on each of these, which is beautiful. Now, obviously 19 is where we start getting those fragments, or whatever what are they called? These things, spirits, right? To enhance our. So I get that, but in the meantime, 18 is where we stop getting legendary gear. So every piece of gear that drops, I can use, and that's big for progression. I've already done some farming. I'll be doing some more to help me progress to 19, right? So I'm going to show you, I'm going to go through each of the 18 fights. I was thinking of just auto fighting them, but I guess I can actually fight them. So we'll start with gear raid 1. The gear raid 1, there's something wrong here. You weren't there. You were. Okay. Although there's 2 champions I don't use here, so maybe... Oh, whatever. We'll play it as we go. So this is how I defeated it. Now, I'm going to keep the ultimate on because it was a tough fight, and I don't want to go through a tough fight again. So the first thing we do is we drop Cerberus. I know it's nice because he gets that little AoE to drop him once they're at the wall, but I want to be able to get him... The quicker he gets to his cooldowns, the quicker we can drop him a second time. So this is going to be our standard setup. We're going to have Kemet as our main DPS, so we want to make sure Dolores is with him. And then our second DPS is going to be Razak, because his ultimate is obscene. So we're going to drop him down there as well. We're also going to keep an eye on our boy here. I clicked it too soon. That's my bad. Usually you want to click it and hopefully he dies during his ultimate. And then we're going to run... Oh, I think he did. We're going to run Mario on this side for debuffs. And once we have Hollow and our 2 ultimates up, I can actually speed this up. Okay, and then we're going to put Nyx on the opposite side for some additional DPS. All right, so when these guys get into view, we're now going to pop. And then we're going to put hollow down here for heals and stuff. Now, you see the little bugs are coming. So we do got to drop heals. All right. Now we've got the team healed. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop Laurel. And then we're going to pull Laurel. And that's going to get our thing. So we're just waiting for... There we go. So we're going to pop alts again. We can just pop all the alts. And then we'll start rage regenning. And now, see, now I can get Cerberus back down. We're going to give us a little reprieve here. I actually didn't think I needed it this time. But I did absolutely in the past. And then we'll drop there. And then we just... you see how much longer that Cerberus stays up because he died during his ult? Okay, again, we want to make sure that our Kemet gets in the battle. We actually probably don't have to. We can just pop those two alts. We can pop alt. Why not your alt too and your alt? Let's get everyone's alt in there. Oh, Nyx, you got another alt. Good stuff. And done. Obviously, this was way more difficult without the boon or whatever they call the extra stats you get after 3-starring it the first time. But that is the team I use, and that is how we did it. Without Kemet, I was on like stage 13. Like it was ugly, and then I'm at 18. So big deal. Gear Raid 2 was a little bit scarier, but I'll step through. Obviously, you can see. You know, we're punching up according to this thing. Is there someone I'm missing? No, that's it. Now, with the timings are way more important before you get the bonus. The timings are decidedly less important. But essentially, we're going to put Olag on the left side to tank the damage. We're going to put Silas up here to dish out the initial damage. And then we're going to get Sadie here the second she's available. And the reason why we put Sadie there is to be able to... Oh, am I on 19 instead of 18? This is 18. This is 19. I don't want 19. Yeah, we're not ready for this. Sorry. We're not ready for this. I tried this once, and it was humiliating. Humbling. Not humiliating. I mean, I'm punching up. Sorry, guys. I wanted to show you 18. We're not ready for 19. Maybe by next week. I don't know. What's normal? What's the normal progression? I thought that. I'm like, Jesus, I'm shouldn't be that hard. Especially when I get the 30% stats, right? But same start. Probably the same start for that one, by the way. I'll probably do that the same way. But it does get ugly. So, again, we want our DPS. We want our tank. Excuse me. And then we're going to get Sadie. Sadie's going to be able to heal sufficiently fine, but she's also there for the damage mitigation. Now, with the stat bonus that we're getting here, the Power of Dominance, I actually really don't need Sadie. But I'm going to drop her here just because this is how we originally completed this, just to show you how it worked when I didn't have the Power of Dominance. Again, I'm not teaching you how to do this. I'm just telling you how I did it. So the second we drop down that, when the boss comes in, we pull our main DPS. Now, again, with Power Dominance, probably survivable, but he's definitely not survivable when he comes in. Also, Sadie's ultimate is what keeps the two of them alive when I first completed this. I don't actually need her ult here. So we actually don't even use it. But let's pretend I would have used it here. Just again, to show you how it really works. Like, it's so much different when you get that 30% boost in stats. They're just way more survivable. So after that, we can now put in our DPS 2, which we use Comet. And we're also going to put Dolores for damage. And we're going to put Hollow over here for heals and, of course, stat boost. And then our boy Regulus here. And then our secondary healer is going to be on the opposite side this way. Like so. And the first time, I believe, I actually really made sure to have it so My tank was the last one I put down at the last second because he's going to be able to tank those projectiles. Now it doesn't matter, but back then I think it was actually really important. So that's second phase. Now we lift Comet because he typically wouldn't save these ones. And I would pop Sadie's ult here to mitigate that damage. And then what we're going to do... I don't know why I popped... Oh, I popped Hollow because we want to try to get Sadie back and ready for the third phase, right? That's kind of what we do. I would have saved her Sadie for that third smash, so that, because what happens is she doesn't mitigate damage, she just reduces. Now what I did for this phase is I put him down, and then I put down, and I don't even remember her name, the girl. She has she puts up a shield for Northerners, but also now she's the target for the AoEs. Or should be the target for the AoEs, so that Silas doesn't get killed. No, they're still targeting Silas. That's interesting. I wonder why that is. Anyway, she's putting up shields, which is going to help the survivability of the team through this trying time. I also did have to use Dolores' ult several times, but right now I don't. I'm going to use Silas' ult here and now, and we're just going to clear out. I was actually a little late on that ult. I wasn't paying attention. Okay, and then we're going to use Sadie here to protect. We're also going to use some power heals here. Don't need it now, but definitely needed it then. I needed that super vortex shield / heal. So now he's going to come in. We're going to pop Hollow to try to get our ult back. I popped his ult too late, so normally it's back up by now. That's my fault. But we take a couple swings before he starts doing the Earthshaker. So we're going to pop, and then we're going to pop, and we're going to pop, and we're going to pop. And then we just hold on. Now, obviously this is going to happen a lot better. On the first one, my whole team died. I had it in reverse order, so Kamet was on the podium at the time. Everyone on the team died, except Olag. Olag survived because of his shield generation. And because he survived, I was able to pull Silas back down, put Silas down, and Silas was able to finish off the boss. It literally was like a sliver of health. It was so close. But who cares? It was a win, and so I will take it. Our third and final one, of course, is Gear Raid 3. Gear Raid 3, fight. This is the team we use. You're going to be upset because I don't use Idril in this one. I could use Idril. Well, actually, you know what? I'm going to try it with Idril because she's significantly stronger now. She's about 18k stronger because I re-geared her to get her way more damage, and I don't know if it's going to be enough damage, but I think with the dominance it should be. So we're going to use her, and I'll show you what I think will work. We're going to try it. This is a first try. This may actually harm me. This may actually not be a good thing, but we're going to try it. Because I don't know if she can do enough damage to finish this side up. But this is what we would kind of do. Now I know the right side goes first, so I want to make sure I have my right side ulti up. Yeah, I'm going to use her ultimate right now just to clear these up. I've used Comet. I originally used Comet in this spot. But the reality is she's probably better for the spot. We're going to pop his ult too, and we're actually going to power that ult. And then we're going to get Nyx up for the left side. And let me tell you, it was a lot scarier without the power of dominance because my boy nearly died. But then I was able to put a hollow up over here. Now, I don't know how this is going to work with no Hamet on the right side. This may not work. We'll find out. I'm not going to lie. A little concerned about it. Down the heel. So we're watching for this because we got the 2 alts up to clear the waves. She's dead, so that's good. And pop the alt, pop the alt. He does so much damage with this, I'm probably good. And then we need to do the same with Nyx, right? And just to be safe, we're going to wait and we're going to pull the alt. Yeah, that's more than enough damage. Good. So that's kind of phase 1. Now we got to wait for the next phase. This is where so I'm going to pull him, and I'm going to run this way because I'm worried about this side not having his damage. maybe, like, I don't know. I hope Maul's got enough damage for this to work. We're also going to pop Hollow up to boost those. Does she only boost when she... Okay. So... we got that. Do I need Razark here? Yeah. Well, I didn't need him. See, this is the thing I'm worried about is will they be able to kill these 2? No, they did not quite have enough. Oh, attaboy Comet! Attaboy, that's my boy Comet. So, now we should be good because the 3rd wave we're gonna have alts back up. Although we don't have Nyx. Well, we'll have Nyx, but we don't have Razax. I wasted Razax. That was my bad. I panicked. If this was first run without the power dominance, that would have been a huge fail. Pop Nyx. Pop. Oh wait. Okay, good. Pop you. We'll pop you. We'll pop you, and then. Oh, yeah, we're good. Didn't even need it. So there you go. There's Gear Raid 3, the final battle, and pretty good victory. I even though I messed up about 12 times. So God bless power dominance. Again, this is my show. I'm not trying to teach anyone how to complete this. There's smarter people. I'm only day 25. There's smarter people than me in this game that are going to tell you how to run it. But I just thought I would share major milestone for me. We also did on Nightmare 3. We missed the third chest, 4200, by less than 50 blood. And I was so angry. But I don't think you can redo it, or I didn't know you could redo it. Either way, I missed that chest. So that would have been a pretty big milestone. So we complete Nightmare 2, and we get Nightmare 3 third chest. So, yeah, that's kind of where we're at with that. This is probably 19 is my next goal. Gear Raid 19s and progression in Nightmare 3 against Bilal. So that's where we're at. Thank you for watching. That's kind of the update. On Thursday, we'll be back with Watcher. Tomorrow, we're back on our free-to-play Raid Shadow Legends. And I do have a video dropping tonight, which was the culmination of Amanda. Amanda's my fiance, Mrs. Capper. Some of you may know her as. She and I pulled shards on our accounts, my main account and her main account. And we did it in a way that I have never seen before. And was so much fun. It's the most fun I've ever had pulling shards. So please watch that. It's going to drop tonight around dinner time. And it was so much fun. I think you'll enjoy the video. We certainly enjoyed making it. And if you do like it, we'll do that sort of stuff again. Remember, I still have the bulk of my shards on my main account, saving for my trip to this Christmas to Mexico. Well, on a cruise ship, which happens to be going to Mexico. So we're gonna do a video on there. Whether we'll post it there depends on the internet, but we'll at least film it there. So that'll be fun too. So if you like the video that's coming on tonight, then and let us know. Then we'll know. Okay, we'll do that again, because it was such a neat and different way of pulling shards and stuff. So, all right, that's all I have for you. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you. Please be kind, be safe. See you in the next video.